I don't care what social media platform you're on, if you just watch the local news, by now you've all seen these endless videos. People just walk into stores and they walk out with as much as they can carry. And in some ways, it's sort of reminiscent of Black Friday days. That's before online shopping, except it's more orderly, and nobody, of course, is stopping at the cashier on the way out. And like so many issues in America these days, the media and politicians for so long, they dismiss this story, right? Oh, it's right-wing conspiracy talk. It's hyperbolic stuff. You know, critics of big city district attorneys, it's not a big deal. Well, it's a big deal. And now, finally, the industry is speaking out. This morning, the CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods mentioned, quote, the impact of elevated inventory shrink as a serious issue. This is on their earnings release. It's the first time the company has actually mentioned theft in an earnings report in more than 2 decades. By the way, that stock is the absolute #1 biggest loser in the entire market today. No other stock is down more than that. Of course, when Target reported, their company CEO said that they were, quote, up against an unacceptable amount of retail theft and organized retail crime. I don't think it's organized. It doesn't have to be organized. Here's the thing. More recently, when Walmart posted their results, it took dead aim at those jurisdictions that have condoned this stuff. I got to read straight from what the CEO wrote. So we have other stores that are at the other end of that barbell that have much, much higher shrink than we have seen historically. The common thread or the consistency in that end of the barbell is these stores tend to be located in cities where they are not prosecuting this type of crime. And so many people are going in, and they know that, and they can steal X amount of dollars. And as long as I can steal that amount and not anything more, I'm not going to get prosecuted. That creates not the best shopping experience. No joke. Really, it's not the best for anybody. Some people out there, myself included, think these jurisdictions are encouraging theft. Maybe they think it's some form of social justice, but this is not about righting wrongs of yesteryear, right? And it's not a victimless crime. Stores are losing money. In fact, the National Retail Federation says that shrink was $100 billion in 2021. By the way, that was up from $45 billion in 2015. I guarantee you, when the books are closing this year, not only is it going to be substantially higher, I'd be willing to bet it'd be 100% higher. Check out some more of these headlines. Foot Locker, they point to increased theft related to shrink. That stock is down 37% this year. Dollar Tree, they had to lower their profits due to elevated shrink. By the way, there are 5 types of shrink out there. So shoplifting is #1 by far, but you have other things like return fraud, employee theft. What I'm reading from some of these reports is that those numbers are climbing as well. And of course they are. People are watching folks stroll out of the store with impunity. They're stealing in broad daylight. Everyone's going to keep stealing. By the way, this theft is not just regulated to brick and mortar stores. So last week, one of my colleagues here at Fox Business told me that she doesn't wear her Rolex in the summertime. She's afraid it's going to be stolen. Turns out her instincts are right. I just saw yesterday a 60% jump in the theft of watches. We're talking about $1.3 billion, Rolex by far. So if you got a Rolex, be careful, folks. Listen, I have to also say that young people are being sucked into this. They're losing everything. It's not just about the moral compass, which obviously is broken. The risk of maybe being arrested one day is going to come up. And the idea that you can have this sort of lifestyle, right, and make it in society, it's ridiculous. The bottom line is last year in New York City, there were 350,000 students that missed school over and over and over again. Yeah, they weren't all shoplifting, but the rationale is the same. There's an easy way to navigate life and not play by the rules. Ultimately, this is not about politicians, though, folks. It's about voters. Why the heck do we keep putting people in power who are encouraging our children to steal? Why? We better take a stand. It's going to get a whole lot worse.